Hey everyone, I hope things are going well for you guys. So I'm trying my best to make sure I keep up whenever I film new content. I try to get it out as soon as possible, but it's kind of hard to do that because food content, I guess it's kind of evergreen in a way. Now if it's something trendy, that's a little different, but most of the stuff that I'm doing, it's not really trendy. It's more of just stuff that I ate and kind of like a daily vlog thing, or okay, not daily, it's more of like a weekly vlog of what I did that week. You would think that doing vlogs are easy, but they are not. And besides the vlogs, it's also trying to balance out freelance work and just other interviews for job potentials. Because shooting these vlogs where I go out and eat and, you know, put it up for you guys, it costs money, you know? So of course right now I gotta choose something that I know is paying the bills. So that's why things don't come out as soon as possible. Food content is definitely evergreen, so if you're ever in Seattle, make sure to watch my vlogs and you can see some cool places to go eat at. Now onto the good stuff. This first place is called London Plain. They're a small cafe that does like new Americana type food, but what they're known for is their plain bread. What I loved about this location is it kind of has like that rustic hipster look. So they did have the exposed brick look, but they did paint over it to make it white, so it feels a little bit more elegant. But what I thought was cool was they had an open kitchen. It makes the place feel more spacious even though it's a smaller dining area. I got some kind of like baked egg type of dish. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but essentially there was a poached egg and it was then like a tomato basil type of sauce. On the side they give you a couple slices of the fresh plain bread and you dip it in there, and boy was that delicious. If I could just have that plain bread as a bread bowl and then put the little baked egg thing inside, man, that would be the best meal ever. On top of this dish, we got their flapjacks. They're very light and fluffy, very airy, and they kind of melt in your mouth. And I'm sure for those of you guys who have that whole phobia, well, you probably don't want to eat that dish. If you go down a couple blocks in Pioneer Square, you'll find General Purpose Donuts. General Purpose is a bakery and they're well known for their donuts, of course. General Purpose Donuts. However, you gotta get there quick because they sell out fast. We lucked out that they had 3 donuts left and they were only the vanilla cream ones. Either way, they're very delicious. It's a light, fluffy donut. The vanilla cream is nice and tasty. Excellent place for dessert. Cute thing is they have these elephant lights that are hanging above. After eating some donuts, we headed to the ferry and we're gonna actually take a trip over to West Seattle. The ferry takes you across the lake to the other side of Seattle where it feels more like a residential area. It's a little bit more of a quieter neighborhood. The ferry ride was nice. It's pretty cheap too. It's like $5 or something like that. In West Seattle, it's really fun. I didn't get to film too much of the food because we were over there more to just explore. The main thing they have in West Seattle is Alki Beach. And when we went, it was like the last bit of summer, so a lot of people were out on the beach kind of getting in the last bit of sunshine. It was really bright and actually warmed up quite a bit. It's a little breezy too, so that's why we had jackets. But once the sun came out, it was too hot, so had to start stripping stuff off. It's a really beautiful neighborhood. I would definitely say go get an Airbnb there if you want to hang out near a beach in Seattle. So being in Seattle for going on 2 months now, I'm starting to find all the coffee shops that I really like to go to. One place that I've already shown you guys was Capital Coffee Works. I decided to go back there to get some work done. I ended up ordering 2 drinks because I knew I was gonna be there for a while. So I didn't film the first one because it was just, you know, a basic cappuccino. It's still delicious, but then there's a sign that said they started serving matcha drinks. So I asked for a matcha latte and they did a really good job. I asked the guy to make it slightly sweet. It's very refreshing, nice matcha taste. The milk was nice and frothy. It just looked beautiful too. That's why I got a video of it. After Capital Coffee Works, it was time for dinner, so we got sushi. And we went to a place called Migoto. Migoto is located somewhere like, I think it's called Central District. I was craving sushi and some seafood, so why not go get Japanese? We got ourselves some udon, a Seattle roll, and a sake don. The udon was refreshing since it was getting cold outside, and the sake don, the salmon was nice and fatty, and over that bed of rice, it just was a very good combo. These guys know their sushi, so definitely I highly recommend get that. Going back on that matcha trend, I ended up finding a new cafe near my apartment called Atulia. and they mainly do matcha drinks. And there I got a dirty matcha latte, which is essentially a shot of espresso over a matcha latte. What's cute is that they sprinkle on a little bit of extra matcha in the shape of an A. I thought it was very picturesque. It's very good quality, very nice place. Not a great place to go work because that's what I intended to do, but if you look at the chairs, they clearly are meant just for hanging out. But what's great is later on that week, I ended up going back to Atulia, and this time I got the same drink, just iced. One Saturday, we decided to go meet up with a couple friends, so we went all the way up to Fremont to try this new Thai restaurant called Kinlen. It's a weird ordering system where you order and pay first, and then they seat you. What we ended up getting was a papaya salad. I'm new to papaya salads, but my girlfriend, she loves them, and she said that this restaurant made the papaya salad just like back at home, or at least the way she likes it. On the plate, they had nice big shavings of papaya, and they had some fresh crab pieces on it. It was nice and spicy too. And they added a side of chicharrones, or the fried pork fat, essentially. It's kind of nice. You bite into that sweet, spicy, and sour papaya, and then you take a bite of the salty chicharron, and it was just a good, it's like a good, weird combination right there. On top of the papaya salad, we got some kind of duck lettuce wrap. The meat itself was like a nice savory flavor that I would just eat over rice if I could. So after eating at Kinlen, we made our way over to a vintage store that was next door. The cool thing is it's a basement shop, so they have 2 levels underground of just old vintage things. So you got everything from furniture to clothes to weird menageries and knickknacks, and yes, they had Playboys too. What I found funny is they also had a little VHS TV, so that way you can play VHSs and make sure that they work. It's definitely a Seattle place. So before we continue on, I just want to point something out. I had to change an outfit because I guess when I was recording the previous part of the vlog, my camera didn't record the last bit, so I got to pick it up again a few days later. So sorry for the hiccup, but the show must go on. After Fremont, we made our way down to Chinatown, where there was an open art gallery going on. I found out that the art studios were actually former immigration offices for refugees and immigrants, and they were detained there until God knows how long before they were allowed any refuge in Seattle. They only switched to the art studios within the past 10 years or something like that. So the building kind of has a deep, sad history, but it's being repurposed for artists to help bring some life back into it and to kind of preserve the history, so to say. One thing you'll notice is on some of these balconies is they have writing on the wall. I guess what would happen is the refugees, while they're outside on the balcony getting some fresh air, they'll write their names or their home countries on the wall just to kind of leave their mark. It is kind of a sad thing to think about. So besides being part of the dark side of history, I think it's a really cool way to repurpose the building and allow artists to bring some livelihood, bring a community, and to, in a way, preserve that history. So after the open gallery, I walked back into Chinatown to go get some food, and I ended up going to a place called Mike's Noodle House. The service is really quick, but the food is also very fresh and tasty. It's a small restaurant, so they're cramming everyone together, which means if you're a single patron, they're gonna seat you in any empty seat. That's what happened to me. I ended up sitting across from a girl who's eating on her own, and I think after I got sat down, she asked for the bill and packed up her stuff and left. So yeah, just expect something like that. Where I was sitting, I could see that the owners had their own little table where they're actually making wontons right there in front of you. So I knew that it's gonna be fresh. So obviously I had to order some wonton noodles. And I saw on Yelp that they're also well known for their Chinese donut, which pretty much it's just fried bread. I ordered myself 1 serving along with the wonton noodle soup. Since I had a table by myself, they ended up seating a father and his toddler next to me. So it was kind of nice I had some company, even though we didn't really interact. When I got my food though, it was amazing. The noodles were fresh, the wontons were just outstanding, nice and big. The beef broth was just so savory and tasty, and man, it just was so comforting. And then that Chinese donut is just nice and fluffy, and then when you dip it into the broth, or if you get congee, great, it's a great meal right there. Now here's a little bit of a warning. They're cash only. I didn't know that when I went, and when I pulled out my card, when I got the bill, it was maybe about $14, $15. So pulled out my card, and then the waitress was like, oh, we are cash only. So I looked through my wallet and I only had 12 bucks. and I was kind of freaking out because I didn't know what to do. Luckily, the gentleman in front of me, he actually was very nice and said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Wherever you are, sir, thank you, sending good vibes your way." The final place in today's video is a brunch place. It is the quintessential hipster millennial brunch spot. We ended up going there to meet a couple friends. It's a really nice spot to go to. To me, it's like a modern day diner. And when we showed up, there was a line out the door. It was not even noon, so this is definitely a hot spot for brunch. Luckily, we put a reservation in, so literally we just walked in and they just sat us down. The food's pretty good. I mean, it's just kind of like new Americana breakfast food, but it looks like they're well known for fried chicken, so I ordered chicken and waffles. Again, you can't go wrong with chicken and waffles. But next time I go, I want to try their fried chicken sandwich because that looked really good. One of our friends, he ordered that and I was like, oh, that looks so tasty. What was funny is after we finished brunch, we got up and left and the hostess was like, "Oh, bye, thank you for waiting." And I kind of just laughed because I was like, yeah, we just walked in. So if you go to Skillet, make sure you put a reservation in. So that's it for this video. I have a lot more to catch up on. I mean, I'm way far behind on all my vlogs because I've just been focusing more on, again, freelance work, stuff that will pay my bills. So again, I'm trying to catch up. Hopefully I can do something, but I figured this is the best type of content that I can definitely do, while at the same time I'm trying to keep myself established here. Anyways, just make sure you guys follow my Instagrams. Thank you guys for watching and putting up with waiting for so long and just my weird mishaps. And until next time, see ya.